If you're just joining us this morning, we do have some breaking news to report at this hour. We have learned that former Governor Lincoln Almond has died at the age of 86. This is footage of Almond when he endorsed Alan Fung during his run for governor back in 2014. The
news announced by current Governor Dan McKee this morning. On the same day, McKee is set to take the oath of office for his first full term as governor. 12 News anchor Mike Montecalvo has a look back at Almond's life and legacy.
But let's not kid ourselves. Our first order of business has to be to improve our state's image. Let's send the message starting today that this is a new Rhode Island.
Running on a pledge to govern with honesty and integrity, Lincoln Almond ran a corruption-free administration and became the first governor to serve a 4-year term.
The people of Rhode Island have spoken. They want change, they want reform, and let me tell you, we're going to give them change, we're going to give them reform, and we're going to clean house.
As governor, Almond advocated for higher education, working on improving education facilities across the state. One of his proudest accomplishments was the building of the Ryan Center at URI, a sports complex that sits at 1 Lincoln Almond Way on the university's Kingston campus.
We are raising the reputation of this university to even greater heights.
Almond was responsible for revitalizing much of the physical infrastructure at URI, which suffered decades of neglect. During his tenure as governor, several dormitories and academic buildings were renovated and refurbished. A bond referendum passed in 2000 also saw the building of a Newport campus for the Community College of Rhode Island, paving entry for many lower-income students.
We want to keep tuitions down. I think access to public education is extremely important.
Born in Pawtucket in 1936, Lincoln Almond grew up in CF, graduating from Central Falls High School in 1954. He served in the U.S. Naval Reserves and graduated from the University of Rhode Island in 1959, a school he supported for the rest of his career and life. He married his longtime wife Marilyn in 1958, whom he met at URI. Together, the couple had 2 children. It was in Lincoln where Almond's public service career started, having served as the town's administrator from 1963 to 1969. From there, he ran unsuccessfully for Congress in 1968 and for governor in 1978. But he found success serving as the U.S. Attorney for the state of Rhode Island for more than 20 years. During that time, organized crime was brought to its knees, including members of the Patriarca crime family. His clean record helped him win the 1994 gubernatorial election. Almond was a vocal opponent of the expansion of gambling in Rhode Island, successfully fighting attempts to build an Indian-run casino in Charlestown.
If a casino bill comes to my desk, I will veto it.
During his 8 years at the helm, Lincoln Almond took an active role in encouraging economic expansion in the state by reorganizing the Rhode Island Economic and Development Corporation, encouraging job growth. When he took office, the state's unemployment rate was more than 7%. But by the time he left office in 2003, it was at 4%. Besides the building of the Ryan Center, he helped finalize the deal that saw the construction of the Providence Place Mall and the major relocation of Route 195, also known as the I-Way project. After leaving the halls of the Rhode Island State House behind, the Almonds retired to South Kingstown. Lincoln Almond was inducted into the URI Hall of Fame and the Central Falls Hall of Fame.
And Governor McKee just released a statement reading in part, quote, Governor Almond often said his #1 goal was to make Rhode Island a place where people wanted to work and raise a family.
McKee has ordered flags at all state facilities and buildings to be lowered to half-staff in Governor Almond's memory.
You know, and as we mentioned, today is inauguration day for Governor McKee, so obviously the tone of that inauguration, a ceremony and the celebration that follows might take a, feel a little different today with this announcement.
Yeah.